Softball 360 is brought to you by Combat, for players, by players. DeMarini, upgrade your game with the DeMarini Stadium Spec 1. By Evil, the best softball on the planet is Evil. EvilSports.com. And by the WSL, play the next level. Play the WSL's Worth North American Championship Series.
Hey fans, welcome back to Softball 360, home of the Long Haul Bombers and the Stadium Power Tour. Now before the Long Haul Bombers can blast those 500-foot homers out of the ballpark, they have to do a little spring training, but they do it Bomber style.
Spring training is always a treat, but this year for the Long Haul Bombers, spring training was Viva Las Vegas, baby. The Bombers' spring training provided a sporty reminder that in Vegas, things are not always as they seem. The Bombers held practice at a facility known as Big League Dreams, featuring several fields designed as replicas of Major League ballparks. Take a closer look at what appears to be Fenway Park. The Big League Dreams Park features a faithful recreation of the Great Green Monster. Even the iconic left field foul pole from the '75 World Series is here. Just a few yards away is another legendary park, New York's Yankee Stadium. The distinctive white facade is known as a frieze, but to fans it's known as the Cathedral of Baseball. A visit to Monument Row looks and feels just like the real thing.
We basically take the nuances of every single park that we have here and shrink it down to about 3/4 scale size.
From the Big A in Anaheim to LA's legendary Dodger Stadium, plenty of details for fans of the game. Some fields require you take a trip into the time tunnel. This is Crossley Field, home to the Cincinnati Reds from 1910 to 1970. Over at Wrigley Field, the bleacher bums are cheering on Team Combat as two of the Long Haul Bombers, Brandon Perry and Johnny McCraw, shake off a little rust.
My hands have always been blessed with fast hands and strength to hit the long ball, and that's what this competition is, so I'm kind of made for it.
Spring training is the time to break out the bats and bust out the confidence. If you want a championship, now is the time to stake your claim.
Number one goal is to get back on top of the Manufacturers Cup. Hopefully we'll come through and get that title back.
We finished second, I believe, the last 3 years. It's becoming a little frustrating. We've sniffed it, got a little taste of it the last 2-3 years. So yeah, it's time for us to make a change.
If players want to set their sights on being number one, this is the place to set the pace.
I think that's my biggest strength, is just not being rattled, not being nervous, and just going out there and being consistent.
But how does a player remain consistent? How do you stay in the zone?
When you're striking balls well and you don't even feel it hitting the bat, like when it comes off, you know where it's going. You don't have to watch it. That's the groove. Some of the best balls any of us will hit, you don't even know it. You don't even feel it. It's the swing, the impact. You hear it, and you hear the oohs and the ahs, but you don't really feel it on the bat. That's the sweet spot.
Well, you can see that the Long Haul Bombers are ready to get it on. I hope you're ready for this season. Be sure to check out softball360.com for all things softball and beyond. I'm Natalie Kane. Thanks for watching. Now get out to the park and play.
Next week on Softball 360, a preview of the Stadium Power Tour season opener at San Diego's Petco Park. It's been the site of many an amazing battle, and the latest chapters about to unfold. And we'll review the summer of softball with tournaments, including the best of the best at the WSL Worth North American Championship Series.